Hello fellow humans, in this video I want to take a look at these two numbers known as, well, the gold lead, and specifically how high level teams, and in this case G2, managed to push their gold lead without, well, really taking any kills. And specifically I want to take a look at that in this time frame from, well, minute 8, right after G2 gets a double kill on bot lane after a successful dive, up until about 6 minutes later, when Giant decides to go for a dive themselves on the bot lane, and that ends up going horribly wrong, and at that point it's pretty obvious where the gold lead is coming from, I think. So, with that in mind, let's ask, well, after this double kill down here, G2 has a gold lead of roughly, well, 1.7k, right? And at the end of this sequence, right before the dive, this gold lead has grown to almost double that, and if we go a bit further, like actually more than double that. So, well, that beckons the question, where the hell is this gold coming from if not from kills? And so let's take a look at what exactly is happening after the double kill, and, well, how exactly the gold lead is getting generated, right? So firstly, there's a strategic principle at the core of this, which LS, for example, likes to refer to as the beatdown, and that basically just states that if both teams play perfectly from here, then we all know that G2 will win. Why? Because they're ahead and they are winning. So if both teams just make the theoretical best moves available to them, then G2 will always have the better answer because they are stronger. So that means from the Giants' perspective, they now have two options, kinda. They can either play slow and hope for G2 to make a mistake, or second option, which in this case is they decide to go for, is they take risks which they think could work out and could lead to G2 making mistakes, but if they don't work out, then they will fall further behind. And one such risk you can see here, they're playing a, well, usually a very typical rotation. They're having one member receive the topside wave and then rotating to mid to generate a numbers advantage on the bot side. You can here see that there's 4 members of Giant X on bot trying to kill Caps. And that's just the gamble that Giant X took. Well, maybe Caps stays under tower and tries to defend and dies getting dove. Well, turns out Caps is Smolder, so he just clears the wave, loses 2 minions. Giant X get 1 plate for their troubles, which, well, is nothing, but it's not as much as they would have liked, because in the meantime, this is where the gold lead is coming from. You can see Broken Blade is denying waves, is taking plates. This man will take almost all of this tower now. And by the end of all of this, you will be able to see that our gold lead has grown from a 1.7k to now 2.3k. And again, Broken Blade just keep wailing at the tower, keep wailing. And eventually, after he's sneaked all 3 plates, the gold lead is now almost up to 3k. So that's the first way to get a gold lead without actually getting kills, being the enemy team feels forced to try to make you screw up somehow and takes a risky play, and you just respect it and, well, don't do anything about it. And the other way is, well, we said G2 is stronger, right? So G2 should also be able to make proactive plays themselves, and, well, that's what happens here. You can see the bot lane tower is a nice juicy target because it's kind of low already, and G2 want to play into Caps' side anyway, since he's their main carry as opposed to Broken Blade. There's another attempt of Giant X to try to force something, but again, G2 just respected and are fine. So now they play a rotation themselves of pushing in mid, and then rotating to bot side to attack the turret over here. And because they are faster on the move, they're able to zone Giant X out of their own jungle and are able to hit the tower, take the last plate shortly. Yeah, on the next wave. And yeah, again, you can see after this, G2 gold lead grew some more. This time we're up to like 3.3k almost. So yeah, this is the two main ways that the gold lead is growing despite there not being any kills. And then yeah, obviously if like plays like this happen, then we could all comprehend why gold lead is happening here, right? But this can perhaps be a nice lesson in if you are struggling to push the game forward when you're ahead in your own games. Like, all you need to do is just play with your waves, play for turrets, play for plates, and that way you can keep snowballing even if your enemy isn't giving you kills. And well, if they are, then all the better, right? So yeah, I hope you learned something from your own games for this, and I'll see you around.